What is the most important gear for photographing buildings? Hi, I'm Rick McEvoy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This week on my blog, I wrote that post and I did a video where I was just talking without the gear next to me. It seems an odd omission on consideration, so here I am correcting that with a second video for that blog post with said gear next to me. I'll just start off with what I said at the beginning. The most important gear for photographing buildings is a high quality full frame camera, the right wide angle lens, a tripod, a geared head for the tripod, and a loupe viewer to help see things. Okay, so like I said, I don't need to go into the detail on all of these things. You can read the full blog post on my blog, rickmcevoyphotography.com. But I'd just like to show you the gear, which makes sense to me. So, full frame camera, a high quality full frame camera. Canon 6D. Can't really see it, can you? But that's a Canon 6D, trust me. And it is a high quality full frame camera. Sure, it's old. It was first released, as I found out when I wrote the blog post, in November 2012 it was announced at Photokina, would you believe? So November, this gets its 10th anniversary, which is scary, but don't worry, it was a great camera 10 years ago. It's a great camera now. You don't need the latest, greatest, shiny newness. Oh no, you don't. So that's my camera, Canon 6D, full frame, 20 megapixel, takes great photos, has done for years and years for me. I bought mine in about 2014, 2015, and I've used it ever since, never had a problem, touching wood. The right wide angle lens. Now, take the lens off. This is the Canon 17 to 40mm f4L lens. L series lenses in the Canon ecosystem are professional lenses. As you'll see, it's not massive. It's only got an f4 maximum aperture, but that's all I need because my camera is on a tripod. I don't need f2.8, I don't need a large maximum aperture, I don't need a fast lens. f4 is just fine for the nice relaxed world that I photograph in, as in buildings. They're not moving. Neither am I, so we're all good together. We can take our time and be nice and slow. A tripod. Now, no disrespect, Manfrotto. I use a Manfrotto 190 Go, which reminds me, top tip here, I have gaffer's tape wrapped around one of the legs on my tripod, so if I ever need any, I can just unwrap it, tear it off, and hey presto, instant fixes to all sorts of things. Dead handy. Great free tip there, you're very welcome. So a tripod, I use a Manfrotto 190 Go. It's a great tripod, it works for me, it's the right size, it's the right weight, it's the right portability, and it's stable enough to hold this thing with this thing. That's what matters, that your tripod is of the right, it can take the weight of the camera and lens that you're going to be using. But a tripod is a tripod. At the end of the day, a tripod is 3 legs. Would another tripod be fine? Yes, it would. So, again, nothing against the Manfrotto 190 Go, but it's just 3 legs and something that you put a head on. Now, what is important is the thing that sits on the tripod. The camera attaches to the tripod head, which attaches to the tripod legs. And this is the Manfrotto. I can never remember the name of it, and it's probably not written on here, so I'm just going to go back to my notes. It's the X Pro geared head. Geared head, what does that mean? Well, you pull that lever and you can rotate. You pull that lever, you can tilt. You pull that lever, you can go back. Okay, nothing fancy with that, is there? But you've got these wheels. You can move quite quickly, actually. Go with the lever. Let's go sideways on. And with this, I get the building framed roughly how I want, and then these are called Micrometric knobs. That's what it says on the Manfrotto website. So you turn them quickly, you can see what's happening, but you can turn them very, very slowly. And you get a very fine adjustment. The point of this is to get the composition right in camera. And with buildings, we want level and vertical. I know that's not vertical, but that's in case you don't know what level means and vertical. Why do I do this? So we need to get the horizontals correct, we need to get the verticals correct, and these adjustments allow me to do that in camera. Now, I'm getting on a bit. I'm not a teenager. So I need a little bit of help with my mince eyes. So what I have on the back of my camera is this thing. It clips on. Made by Neewer, Neewer. No, I'm not being paid to say this. Bought it years ago from Amazon, about 20 quid. And there's a little screen that goes on the back of the camera. There you go, nice photograph of a beach. I'm in a beachy mood, not a building mood. And it just, so that's the bit that sticks on, and then it's not going to work now, obviously. There you go, it flips on. So I can lift this up. Let's just get that level, that's bothering me. And I'm trying to do this back to front, so there you go, that's better. So sunshade. Yeah, it's a box hiding it from the sun. And with this thing here, it magnifies. And it's brilliant, dead useful. I use it all the time. It helps me take photos. And I only buy accessories that help me to take photos, and that's one of them. Right, that took a little bit longer than expected, but there is one thing I forgot, which I'm going to cover in a very short blog post next week. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, so don't look at this metal thing here, because that's for next week, and I won't do a video all about it, because that'll be very tedious, but there we go. Those are my 5 most important bits of gear for photographing buildings. Thanks for watching. Check out my blog, rickmcavoyphotography.com, and why not check out my splendid podcast, Photography Explained Podcast, available on all good podcast providers. And it has its own website, photographyexplainedpodcast.com. I'm done. Have a happy Friday all, and I will hopefully see you on another video. Goodbye. Cheers from me, Rick. Now for the awkward bit when I press stop and it doesn't work. It didn't work.